Good evening. Welcome to Epiphany Lutheran Church in Richmond, Virginia. I'm Kevin Barger, the Director of Music Ministry. This is our Music Minute. We're taking a look at the hymns we'll be using in worship tomorrow for the 18th Sunday after Pentecost. We are going to go in order today, I think, maybe. We're going to start with our gathering hymn, "O for a Thousand Tongues to Sing." This is a hymn of praise that takes the distinction of being the last hymn in our ELW hymnal in the hymn section. It's just before the national songs. It's frequently the first hymn in Methodist hymnals, and it might just be the best known of Charles Wesley's hymns. We've talked about him quite a bit. Probably has some genesis from the hymn entitled "Oh, That I Had a Thousand Voices." The original version of this had 18 stanzas. The tune is named for a biblical reference, a place name from the book of Numbers. And while the tune has changed its meter after inception and changed its name as a result, the Asmon earlier name has stuck with it. This is "O for a Thousand Tongues to Sing." Some little variations there for you. All right, next will be our hymn of the day, "Healer of Our Every Ill." And this was written during the winter while the composer was residing at Holden Village, the composer being Marty Haugen. We've talked about him a lot before too. It was written following the crash of the Space Shuttle Challenger, and it was written for that specific purpose with no intention of it being used for any other purpose, let alone a congregational hymn. So it has really taken on a life of its own. "Healer of Our Every Ill." communion tomorrow, we'll be doing 10,000 Reasons. And this takes its inspiration from Psalm 103. It's a song by Christian songwriters Matt Redman and Jonas Myrim, and it modernizes a sort of ancient idea that it is indeed right and our duty and our joy that we should at all times and in all places give thanks and praise. And this uses references from Scripture and other hymnody. It uses the psalmist's slow to anger, which is Psalm 145:8, and borrows and takes upon that image of 10,000 years from Amazing Grace. The song has won numerous awards. It topped the U.S. Christian Billboard charts, and it inspired Redman to co-author a book titled 10,000 Reasons. This is 10,000 Reasons, or Bless the Lord, O My Soul. Sing that once before for a youth Sunday, I believe. All right, we are going to end our day with our sending hymn, Now Thank We All Our God. And this was actually written and conceived as a table prayer. Catherine Winkworth did the translation, another name that we've really heard a lot about in our hymn study. This is a bona fide German chorale in form. It has the rhythmic version and the isometric version, which is the one we're doing. It's in the style of J.S. Bach, and more familiar to our Lutheran congregations probably. Its text author was a chorister at St. Thomas, which is the church where Bach worked in Leipzig. This is Now Thank We All Our God. Probably one that you might recognize a little bit. So, thank you again for joining me this evening and learning about our hymns that we'll be using tomorrow. If you're joining us in person tomorrow, those services are at 8:30 and 11, and our 11 o'clock service will be live streamed on our YouTube channel. Thanks again for joining me, and we'll talk again next week. Have a great night.